No matter where you are, you seem twice as far. No matter how tall the tree, I'd climb it if you'd be with me. But
Facebook,
there's still
Tumblr, that's it. I don't use Twitter.
I have a portfolio website that I do not update with personal information. It's just for my design clips and my photography. And then I have Facebook, of course. I curate and update that, not incredibly frequently, but enough to the point where I would say I'm a regular user of Facebook.
You know, I've never made a blog or a Tumblr or anything like that. I recognize that I'm a pretty flaky person and that I wouldn't really maintain it. I do have a Facebook, and I do participate in other things that you might consider to have a social component, like various internet sites that have forums and that kind of thing where people get to know each other as specific usernames.
Yeah, when I first started my blog, I wrote more personal things, and then because of my job search and going into grad school, I didn't want that stuff up there, so I deleted all those posts and started only doing, like I said, things that relate to current events or more general topical things, less personal.
It definitely used to be more focused on pictures, so in that respect, I would say it's more about, you know, the updates and the likes and the links. I don't know if there's been too much of a change. I definitely don't update my status anymore with feelings.
When I first started on Facebook, I didn't have nearly as many photos of myself. You know, my profile picture was a little doodle that I'd drawn and scanned. I had it was kind of that learning how to Facebook, learning what's expected of you. And I think as time has gone on, Facebook has had more of a normalizing trend in terms of like what people expect from one another's Facebook pages.
Like, I don't talk about my work experiences, but I do have, I have a LinkedIn page, and that lists all of my jobs, and I have descriptions and things, but I wouldn't do that in real life.
That idea of keeping a collection of me somewhere, a sort of shrine to myself, has always appealed to me, I think, on a basic level.
There's two sides of that. Like with people who I know and, you know in real life and I'm choosing to chat with them online, I personally sometimes feel like it's easier to have a kind of intelligent discussion that is also kind of emotional with, say, a significant other or an ex, because it's so easy to kind of say exactly what you want to say and no more and no less.
I also think it's very important to put things on there that will make me look intelligent, or make me look funny, or outwardly project who I think of myself as in person, because I'm doing that so often, being online. I think that has come to define who I am in the real world.
As how I'm doing my emotions, I wouldn't write about like personal romance. I wouldn't write about how I'm feeling or doing that day. Nothing about my housemates, so nothing too close.
I would say anger is more difficult to share online. For instance, I would never be angry at somebody over Facebook. That would be embarrassing for me.
There are some things that you just owe it to the person to talk about in person, like breaking up with someone, that kind of a thing.
I have an issue, or I have always felt uncomfortable with displays of grief over Facebook, especially when somebody dies. So I don't hold it against anybody, but it's something that I would never do. I would never write to somebody who had passed away. I would never write to on their wall, for instance, saying something like, "I miss you," or "I thought you were there with me today."
I think because it's so well known, like you know everyone, and you can go back through old archives and find out things you didn't know about people that oh, I never knew this about this person that I knew. That's always fun, but it also means that there's a high risk involved in really kind of burying your soul on Facebook.